I got a little bit of time. I want to put a little work in. So let's just go ahead, jump into it. Let's put some time on the clock. But y'all know the routine. Like, share, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. Y'all get in there. Do something active. We're on multiple platforms, but you already know that. If you don't already know that. And we're gonna get into some coding. Low energy because today was leg day at the gym, and my shit is shaking. But we're working on radio buttons. And sadly, y'all can't see this, so let me try and shrink this down. Radio buttons are this aspect right here. Radio buttons let you basically like pick and choose. It's like multiple choice. I'm setting up the multiple choice aspect of this page. So we just finished doing that. Maybe I need to find a better place for my picture and all my stuff, because I feel like I'm in the way, or at least move myself further down. Can we do that? I feel like I picked a bad time to try and figure out how to do that, so we'll do that later. But we'll carry on. Or maybe I should like create a place where it's like, so I'm not, so yeah, maybe, so it's not taking up the whole screen. And then I just put everything else in the box below, like a normal human being. We'll make this as we work on our coding, we'll work on our web design as well. How are we feeling right now? We're mellowed out right now. Can we get some orange in here, please? Thank you. I feel like orange looks weird. What do I got? It's like a sky blue. Can't go wrong with purple. What's blue looking like? Blue looks like, what's green? We go red then? What's red? Right, let's go red. Red for YouTube. Alright, where were we? One person watching me, so let me not disappoint. One person watching. Let's not disappoint, shall we? Alright, where were we? Okay, so forms commonly use check boxes for questions that may have more than one answer. Checkboxes are a type of input. Each of your checkbox can be nested within a label. Okay, cool. So I'm putting this within the label. Elements by wrapping input inside of it. A label element, it will automatically associate the checkbox into input with label elements surrounding it. All related checkbox inputs should have the same name attribute. It's considered best practice to explicitly define the relationship between checkbox input and the corresponding label by setting the for attribute on the label element. Element match that elements to match the ID attributes. I forget that I'm reading to people. Attributes of the associated input element. Here's an example. For loving input ID loving. Type checkbox name personality loving label. Okay. Add to your form a set of 3 checkboxes. Each checkbox should be nested within the label. So it's going to come in before here. Because, yeah, this is where the label ends. All 3 should share the same name and attribute. Rolling. Your page should have 3 checkbox elements. Okay. All right, so let's make another one. Label for, what's the name? Attribute. Oh, we gotta make sure each of them have a closing tag too. Shit. Okay. All right, label for. Do you want the for to be for loving? No. Each of the checkboxes should be added within the form. All right, good. Your checkbox should be given a name, attribute, person, or personality. All right, for. Okay, so personality for. So I'm just making this shit up. Okay. For Goku. Backslash input ID equals Goku wow. My input isn't going to activate because I don't have the right labels in it. There we go. I'm happy I'm starting to see that though. Like before I wasn't able to see those things. Like when my stuff wouldn't activate or change colors, I'd just be like, I just keep typing. But now I'm starting to see that stuff, so checkbox name this is the personality one. Personality, close that shit. Whoops. Close that shit. I don't know what's happening. Goku. Close that shit. I feel like there's a really big checkbox. All right, this should be equal. This should be red. Ain't no quotations. Oh, now it's a checkbox. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Oh, y'all can't even see. This is useless because y'all can't see this. Alright, maybe it is time for a quick redesign. Because if y'all can't see this, then what's the point? Alright. Twitch count, creep. All right, let's move this stuff.
All right, so where were we? Oh yeah, we're moving this so you guys can actually see what the hell is going on, because this is not a great learning experience. We'll actually leave the chat box there. Yeah, Tishkon, Creep. We're gonna move all of this up here. Now we'll grab this, and we'll grab this. We're gonna move it in some. Then we're gonna grab the tabs. We're gonna shrink this down so you guys can see what I'm coding. Let's actually make a duplicate of this. Can I borrow this? Duplicate. I don't know why I thought there was a duplicate one of it, but it's not. Move some stuff around. Move some stuff around. That's great that it grabbed both of them. Oh, we're doing much better today. Our doing 10 times better, but I wanted to shrink the screen so people. Arthur, can you tell me if the text is too small? Cause like, if it is, then I just did this moving around part for nothing. But I appreciate it if you could tell me if it was at least visible. But we're doing much better. I'm 89% now through this course, and I actually remembered a lot. You know what I've noticed immediately now that I'm like learning this like via a course is I can tell my mistakes before they happen. Like the radio button and I was missing a bunch of like quotations, and before I even hit run program, I was like, this shit ain't about to run. So like that's definitely one piece. It's too small. Are you saying it's too small? Because I can make it bigger. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's too small. Alright, let's see if I can make this aspect of it bigger. It's just I don't want to cover up the cat because that's the most important part. Like, you guys aren't seeing the creations I'm making, but if the code is more important, I guess. guess we'll have to figure this out on another day. Maybe it can go half and half. It looks really tacky, but if it means you guys can at least see it, because what was happening with the Goku, just to go back, show guys people what I did wrong. I had Goku. I had Goku right, actually. It was the checkbox. It's very literal. It's very literal. So you saw what happened immediately. It stretched out, and I just saw, like, I know I'm supposed to have a checkbox. Is this better, Arthur? Tell me if it's better. I'm supposed to have a checkbox, so immediately when I see it elongated, I know like something's wrong, and I just knew, like, oh, okay, at this here in the checkbox, it becomes a checkbox. It's very literal, and you just tell it. It's a line. It's a bunch of lines that you tell what to do. All right. So we got to do this 3 times, and as much as I enjoy writing the code, I think you should be writing them every time. But who has time for that? So we're gonna just copy and paste them all and just change certain words. Vegeta. But I also feel like if you could do this and it works, it means you probably understand the concept. So what's the point? I don't know, Arthur. You tell me, am I being bullheaded? Oh, okay. Thanks. Who's my 3rd favorite Dragon Ball Z character? My 3rd favorite Dragon Ball Z character. I appreciate it. Thanks for giving me that. That grace. I don't know, but this is taking too long, so we're gonna put Gohan here. But he's definitely not my 3rd favorite, unless we're talking about Grandpa Gohan. All right, we got all 3. All right, make sure each label element is close to. I'm gonna just run it to see if anything's wrong with it. Nope. We're at 82%. Carry on. The one thing I can't do is when I start one of these courses, I just have to finish it. Like, if I try and leave, I've only been on for 19 minutes. That's cool. If I try and leave and come back, it doesn't. My brain forgets what is going. Oh, they changed my words from loving, lazy, and energetic. Y'all some hoes. All right, now what are we learning? Use the value attribute with radio buttons and checkbox. Now I'm using all 3. When a form gets submitted, the data is sent to the server and includes entries for options, selected input of the type. Radio and checkbox report their values from the value attribute. Label for indoor. Everything's cat hate. Okay. Indoor type radio. So, and the input ID is indoor. That's what they'll see, the value. So, and this is something that's been helping me a lot at work, actually, because the input ID is like what you see. It's the identifier. It's the indoor aspect of it is this. But underneath, behind the curtain, what is this true value? Like, what does this really tell you? So, like, this is how you can manipulate certain results to kind of get like a better estimate of what someone is really trying to do. Like, you know, when you have to do those personality things, there's instead of it being like, oh, you strongly feel about this, it'll be like 3. This value would really be like a 3, and then they can tally up your score and then divide it. It's interesting. Radio. It's a radio button, which is the circle. The name, which this is like the name, which is categorizing this. So if this is at the end with the name, it automatically puts it in a group. But this is going to be this is the information held within the indoor. So like I'm learning how to read it. I'm learning, but this is a sentence to me. This is a sentence that makes sense to me. Label for outdoor. Input value. Okay. Here you have two. You know what to do. Big Art, man, how was your day? Thanks for joining me on the stream, but big dog. Here you have two radio inputs. When the user submits the form with the indoor option selected, the form data will include the line indoor, outdoor, in equals indoor. This is from the name and value attributes of the indoor inputs. If you omit the value attribute, the submitted form data uses the default value, which is on in this scenario. So if you take out the value, it'll go to its default. In this scenario, if the user clicks the indoor option, submitted the form, the results from form data would be indoor, outdoor, on, which is not useful. Oh. Aha. One more day of work before the year? I need to come get work. What you doing? How you got one day of work left and I'm out here stuck? I'll probably take a break from the podcast next week. I'll do a very casual show and then I'll be done with the podcast and I'll just be revamping and making the show better. But you guys got any indoor stuff, or y'all doing any winter joints, indoor joints? Value attributes. Give each existing radio and checkbox. Input the value attribute. Do not create a new radio or checkbox element. Use the input label text in lowercase as the value for attributes. The fuck? Nah, man. Keisha's the booth boss. Booth boss gets special privilege, man. She was out here asking for your dimensions, though, Art. I was like, oh, yeah, you know he'll lean 280. Oh. I'm gonna slide your number, Art. Right now. Oh, it starts January 8th. Oh, man. That's right around the corner. But them throwers looking like they looking good this year. Do you have a 2011, 2010 throwing team at your disposal right now? All right, let's get into this. One of the radio buttons should have the value attribute indoor. One of your radio buttons. All right, radio buttons should have the value. So we gotta add the word value to this. Dodge. Dodge. All right, so we gotta add the word value. So let's just make and loving. So we see the setup for it, right? To be expected. We'll add the value word after the indoor. So we'll add it right after the indoor. And they don't want us to make new ones. So we'll just add it straight up to it. Equal. Put the dip. Oh, there it is. Value, what's the value? The value is indoor. Oh, they get you some level. They get you some level throwers. Wow, that's a tall order right there. Like, is my keyboard not working? What's going on? Oh, there it is. What the hell? Okay. Okay, so some of my keys are working. Spacebar is not working. Where is this spacebar isn't working. I don't know what the hell's wrong. Still not working. What the dip? Did I break my keyboard? Like what? So keys aren't working. But the arrow keys are working. Maybe I held shift down too long? Is it one of those things? Nope. Is it control? Whoops. Oh man. Might have to bring back some of the old throwers and bring back an old head versus new school. Get out there with the hey, scratch. Scratch. Yo, okay, in all seriousness though, my keyboard's not working. Don't panic. Don't break it. Just, turn it off, turn it back on. Oh, battery's dying. The light is on. The light is on, indicating that the battery is dying. No need to fear. No need to stretch. Don't stress, Hey. Look out for that muddle. Oh no, my keyboard's working. It's just not working on here. Refresh. It's just not working on here. I don't know why. It's just the pandemic. The pandemic has messed so many things up. Bro, why are all these kids going to Jackson State? How much money does Jackson State have now? I gotta write that down. That's gotta be a story for next week. How much money does Jackson State have? JSU. We used to walk them. Now they got a squad. They got like 6 5-star recruits. It's the rise of the new HBCU, man. You love to see it. So I was gonna ask me, aren't you mad that they're cheating the system? Go fuck yourself. Man, them big boy schools only care when it's somebody taking something from them. Okay, I got my keyboard back. Okay. Value equals what am I putting? Indoor. Close it up. Space. I don't know what happened. do the same thing, but I'm gonna do it for outdoors. So we're just gonna copy this. There was